Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sports.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.
What's up?
What's up? What's going on? How you feeling?
Man, yo, you know how you feel like rushed, like you running late and just everything is going wrong and you can't get anything to go right and you finally get it, but you feel like, okay, you're a little relieved. My apologies to the people, man. My shit was all the way effed up today, just all across the board as far as
it happens, man. Hey, look, man. Hey,
man, because we got guests, we got people that I'm excited to chop it up with today. So, man,
because you took so long, and we got battles later on today. You know, we got to rush. Now we got to rush because of you. But you know what? Let me get some horns for you anyway, man. Let's get some horns. Scott holding us up, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. All right, so this is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
With Scotty B.
No, you got to say late Scotty B. This is
late Scotty B. Okay.
Scotty B, not direct TV Scotty B.
Late Scotty B.
Nah, man. So how was your week, man? How you been? How you feeling?
This week has been pretty cool. So I feel like I've been asleep under a rock. I have been just streaming Game of Thrones.
Okay, what happened?
I feel like I'm probably the last person on earth to watch this show, because every time I tell somebody that I'm streaming it, they're like, "Ooh, you ain't never seen it?" I'm like, nah.
It makes you feel crazy, right?
Right, exactly.
You want to hear something crazier?
What's that?
I ain't never seen that one episode.
So this how I feel, right? This is like one of those dead periods in sports. Like basketball was like ended. Everybody's waiting on football. You know, even your most avid baseball fan, definitely it's a slow period. So I feel like, you know, just being put on to this show came at the right time, because it's like, okay, I could watch it and not feel bad about missing any sports or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I've been myself been trying to catch up on shows, but it never works. I try and like stream and binge watch shows, but it never works because, you know, I got stuff to do.
You the hardest working man in showbiz, though.
You know, I used to try and like deny it.
Nobody does it more than you, man. You know, Tom Joyner tried to claim that, but I think I gotta give it to Ant. Tom Joyner has nothing on Ant.
Yo, you know what? Yo, Scott, you wasn't even late today, yo. You right on time, dog. I ain't gonna let them do you like that, dog. Yo, you. but nah. So we're gonna bring some of our guests on. Like I wanted to show clips of like the documentary. We talked about it. We talked about it like a few weeks ago. We got a documentary pretty much on our season. We all know the end result, that we won a championship from the spring season. We know, we won a championship, but the documentary kind of gives us a look on like the process and how we got there. So we're gonna bring on a couple guys. We're gonna bring on Aaron Rock, who's the man behind the camera. Eventually we'll get Gabe. Eventually we'll have Tunde, and then we're also gonna have Dwayne White. So let's bring these guys on. I know I don't want to rush them, but it don't matter. They be all right. You know. What up, fellas?
What's going on?
Yo, what up?
Hey, so I'm like y'all biggest fan on the road. I know that. Y'all biggest critic too on the low too. So before we get into everything,
respect. Facts.
So go ahead, Scott, because I know Scott got a bunch of questions for y'all. I got questions too, but I'll start off. So, Aaron,
talk to me.
I remember we talked about this. So give everybody your thoughts on what you wanted to put together when you was coming doing the documentary.
Well, first thing I just wanted to say, thank you and thank the the Royals for having me and filming the project. You know what I'm saying? But what I was thinking, man, was just like this need to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been playing semi-pro for a long time, just like some of the guys who's on the dock, and just like you, and I've been playing semi-pro for a very long time, and I just feel like it just need to be seen. We play very competitive football at a very high level, and I feel like people will and will be entertained by what they see in the doc or if they come to a game.
So I got a question. So obviously, and I'm a fan of the documentary too. I've been watching.
Appreciate it.
I feel like it's the first of its kind, right? So you got Hard Knocks at the pro level. You got Last Chance U kind of documents. I guess JUCO, and then you got semi-pro. What gave you the idea to do this?
Really, yeah, those things. Hard Knocks, really, really Hard Knocks. I grew up watching it, so I said Last Chance U, and then just seeing it was a space in the market for this level of football to be seen. So the Hard Knocks, really, like I said, and Last Chance U and Friday Night Tights. I can't forget about the kids. That was a great docuseries, and just seeing the level of like just that behind the scenes, like, oh, this happens in the back office, or this happens between parents or between players and coaches, between coaches and players. That's all entertaining. I felt like we do that on a daily basis in semi-pro. Like that all happens in semi-pro, and like I said, it should be seen.
So being behind the cameras, right? So from a fan perspective, when I thought about the Royals, I looked at all the talent, right? The team was loaded from the top to the bottom of the roster. What other strengths do you think this team had aside from the talent? Like what put them over the edge?
Just the brotherhood, man. Like I said, we all familiar with each other. We all just knew what everybody was capable of, and I wish I was playing. That's for sure. The team that was presented and the team that was put together, I wish I was playing. It reminded me of my old Saint days. You feel what I'm saying? So it was definitely the teams, just knowing each other was just their biggest weapon, for real. Like they knew wasn't nobody gonna stop them. So
yeah. So I know when you say, well, we know, right? Because we've been around. But when you have there's times where guys that are on the team, and it's been talked about, but there's guys that's on the team that pretty much kind of hated each other. Mm-hmm. Not because of any personal beef, but it was mainly because we were all spread out for the most part. Right. And so when this, I want because you were the man behind the camera during the season, as you saw us, you saw the highs, the lows, and everything. Do you think that there was a time where you was like, I don't know if this is gonna work? And you can be honest. Really, it is what it is.
Oh man. Honestly, man, I knew it was gonna work, man. I just had faith in Virginia football, you know what I'm saying? So that I knew it was gonna work. But it was moments where guys were at each other's necks in practice or just in the group, and it's a group chat, at each other's necks. but it was all about the competitive spirit. Everybody want to be the dog, the top dog on the team. So it's respectable. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Wayne, who's the biggest personality on the Royals?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, if you ask them, I'm pretty sure they would say me. But we have a bunch of guys whose personality is just out this world, man. Like honestly, myself, Garnett, Tunde, like I said, Jeremiah. The list goes on, man. But I guess I could take that title. I'll take that title.
Take the title, okay.
I'll take that title.
Well, I'll say this. Wayne is like my brother, right? But I don't know one person that loves to be in front of the camera more than Wayne. Now, the only other person that may be even close, and it ain't really that close, is Tunde. I think that those two are and that's honestly, and that's why you see them the most on the dike. That's why they were followed around the most on the documentary, mainly because they didn't shy away from the camera. They knew what it was from jump. They knew when this team was created that there were going to be a lot of eyes, there was going to be a lot of hate, there was going to be a lot of fake love. We talked about that, and those two guys did not shy away from the camera. And of course, I'm gonna give him his props. He might be the biggest personality is our O-line coach, Jesse. So
Jesse. Can't forget good old Jesse, man.
Tunde is one of them guys that you don't know, but you want to hate because you show up at the game and you see him with a shirt, and you like, God damn, yo, he just gonna do us like that? Just have a shirt off. Then I'll
funny dude.
Scotty, speaking of which, Scotty. Look at me out there.
Man,
I don't really hate you. I'm just saying, like, yo, you make you like
put a damn shirt on is what he's saying.
I make you like, yo, what am I doing with my life, man? Like, I need to be back in the gym. And then you see him on the documentary, like, yo, I want to show you how to get your arms big like my
money for that, man. People pay me good money for that advice, bro. For free, I get it.
So I got a question. I got a question for Wayne and Tunde. So because you guys were coming from another team, now granted, Wayne and myself won many championships together. Tunde and it was just one, right? It was just that one season, and then you tried to bounce on it?
No, we won two. We had the Saints joint and then the Elite joint right after.
Oh, yeah, the Elite. I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, but we were, yeah. So 2015 was a crazy year, everybody. It was, I think I was the first one to do that. But anyway, that's besides.
Oh, my God.
But nah, so again, but at this time, before the Royal season, you guys were coming from a different situation, and we all knew each other. But coming into the season, I want to know what were your thoughts as far as how is this going to work, and if y'all had any times during the season where it was like, just like I asked Aaron, like, well, I don't know.
I'll go first. Or you want to
go?
All right.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I know when the opportunity presented itself, to join the Royals and be a starter, that me and Wayne pulled. I think it was me, Wayne, and Ward pulled up first and really kind of sat back and talked about it because we realized that we had built something special over here, at the Tomahawks, but we knew that we had loyalties and ties to the Royals. So it was one of them situations where it was like, you gonna leave your brother you gonna leave your stepbrother to go be with your real brother. You know what I mean? And I think with us being veterans, we knew that it was going to be, egos involved. Some feelings was going to get hurt. But we also knew at the same time that if we could put it together, that it was going to be something special, which is why when we started the season, we kept reiterating, set your egos aside, sacrifice, no man greater than the other. because we knew that if we let that become cancerous, that it was the whole bottom will fall out. You know what I mean? And kudos to Wayne for really, adopting and taking a leadership role on that, and not only taking a leadership role, but really embodying it. I mean, Wayne, he's a veteran. He got all the accolades and all that other stuff, but he was really selfless, and I think that went a long way in like setting an example for the rest of us to be like, yo, like this is what it's gonna take to really put something special together.
So I got a question, right? So there's a ton of Virginia teams. What makes the Royals so special?
I think we're the first team to actually do what everybody wanted to do, which was bring Richmond together and unite. And you know what I mean? Like, I think, to be honest with you, every year that I played semi-pro, I had always heard it's too many teams. And I came on when really it wasn't even all that many teams. And since then, everybody's always talked about what if. Well, you know what? We did. And I mean, the product showed itself. I mean, we took our lumps early on, but when we started hitting on our cylinders, we really couldn't be touched. And I think, like, if you look at the film, the championship game, that really was a total embodiment of what Richmond football could be if we hit on all cylinders and everything comes together. So I think the difference is we actually put it together and did a good job of making us cohesive, and the rest is history.
So let me add on to that. So it was because it was like, and again, people will see this in the documentary as well. Well, maybe not this part. That's probably for later, but I'll give everybody. So a little backstory was actually all of us, me, Wayne, Aaron, Tuna, we all were on the Saints. And that was by far one of the most dominant teams that most of us could say that we've been a part of, right? In 2015, and we knew, like, at that time, we knew nobody could beat us. It was like we lost one game, but we knew for a fact that we were going to win a lot of games, and we was going to win the championship. But I think one of the things that was missing, it was just like we had guys from. I mean, our offense was mainly we had pretty much damn near the whole line. O-line was from Northern Virginia. The quarterback was from Northern Virginia. We had our original, like we had Pat and we had Irv and we had guys from all over, but it was still like it was almost like, but you guys needed that guy as the quarterback, and it was like, nah, we didn't, but he helped because Richmond did whatever, but there was never like a full-fledged guys that, because there were still guys on other teams that we knew had talent. But for whatever reason, whether it was management, whether it was they didn't play in the spring, for whatever the case was, it was like, why aren't these guys with us? Like, if these guys were with us, it would be crazy. So with that being said, you had, and I'll call the teams out, you had the Saints, you had the Skyhawks, you had the Tomahawks, and those were the three main teams, the three main teams in the area where guys was like, and we were at each other's necks. We were even though aside from football, we were friends, we were whatever. We were always at each other's necks. So there was a real, you could say, beef between the Skyhawks and the Saints, mainly because a lot of those guys, the guy that started the team was with the team, and then him and whatever. So guys were soured from the Saints just because we were winning, and whether they were playing on other different teams, we were beating the brakes off of them, and we talked a lot of trash. We didn't care. So it was like now the Saints were having a decline, and other teams were starting to, but nobody was winning championships in the area at that time. So you still had the Saints and you had the Tomahawks, where a lot of the guys during COVID happened, and then it was a whole big crazy thing. A lot of the guys shifted to the Tomahawks. Now the Tomahawks before then weren't as dominant. They weren't as tough, as you would say. But you could tell that they had some guys there. After that, things happened. So I was pretty much by myself. My own brothers left me, but it was fine. It was okay. It was fine. Because at the end of the day, you have this level of football, but it's bigger than football. It is what it is. I wasn't gonna badmouth them online. They knew how I felt. They knew what it was. But so the Saints struggled, and the Tomahawks were excelling. The Skyhawks were doing what they were pretty consistent. Saints had a bad season, Skyhawks had a bad season, and the Tomahawks had a bad season. And I believe this was 2019, right, Wayne? When we met in the library. Remember, we met in the library. Yeah. I think it was 2019, and we said we're gonna bring this together. We had about 14 guys in the library. We were like, we're gonna bring this together.
So I got a question, right? So this is just the spring season. Is there a fall season?
Go ahead, Wayne. You can tell me.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Answer your question. It is a part 2 loaded.
Okay.
The royalty continue, man. Like he said, this is, like I said, the Saints. They had a great run. The era was great, phenomenal. But like I told Ant, I think the Royal is the new Saints of this era. We just won our first championship, and many more to come. Like I said, the guys. Right now, on paper, the roster is like playing the ultimate team of Madden. To be honest, we just have to manage it and keep guys in check. But I think this roster, this season, upcoming season for the fall, should be interesting, man. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I know Aaron gonna be there with the camera, following guys around. So it's gonna be epic, man. But yes, it is a fall season, and yeah.
And so with that, hold on 1 second, Scotty. 1 second, Scott. So one of the things is no one puts more pressure on themselves than us, right? Just look at last season, and as humbly as I can say, I feel like this team is actually better than the spring team, right? With that being said, no one that was on that Virginia Warriors roster put themselves under more pressure than ourselves, right? Because we won 6 games out of 9. You would have thought that we were 3-6 instead of 6-3 going into the playoffs. One thing that Wayne kept on saying from the beginning, this was in the summertime, or maybe the fall, whenever it was, he said, yo, if a team wants to beat us, they better beat us early because it's going to be a problem. Once we start clicking, it's going to be a problem. And that didn't ring any more true than our last 2 games heading into the playoffs.
All right. So my question is, we're going into the fall season, right? Is there a team that you have your eyes on that you want to play, that you're just itching to just whoop their ass? Like, is there a team out there?
Scott,
yeah, it's a trap question, bro.
No, listen, hold on. Hey, I'll tell you like this. I've been to a lot of games, and he knows who's in the league.
Oh, man.
I'm not answering that. Every team that's on our schedule is a team we looking out for, that I'm looking out for. And as the guy that's in charge, as the guy that is the head coach, and I won't even allow them to even answer that question, because we got 8 games in the regular season, and those are the 8 teams that's on our radar.
Okay, so let me rephrase that. Is there anybody that you guys feel is like up and coming? Like you guys are on top, but they're an up and coming team. Like they're a competitive team. They gave y'all a good run.
There's a lot of good teams in the league. This is probably the most competitive. This is the most competitive league on the East Coast. So
let me rephrase. I'll rephrase that. Out of all the teams that I saw you guys play, the team that you guys played in the championship to me was the best team I saw you guys face. Now, I think Wayne said it earlier. The championship, you guys put it all together. One of my frustrations with the team is I'm like, man, these guys got 600 yards on offense. You look up and they got 14 points, or they got like 5 interceptions. Right? It just always felt like the games were not as close. But I guess my original question is, Was the championship team the best team that you guys faced all year?
No.
All right, so all right, so look, here's the thing. I'm trying to be as humble as possible, right? The team that we played in the championship is a quality team.
Okay.
With that being said, after playing us, they need a rest. I'll leave it at that. They were supposed to play in the fall, but they need rest. So
can I chime in, Coach? Can I chime in, Coach?
Absolutely.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Ant had previously said this as well. To be honest with you, Scott, the best team that we played probably was the Knights in the playoffs that first game, or the second game, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the most competition that we saw, and that game really springboarded us in helping us get ready for the rest of the playoff run. You know, They gave us more fits than the Tigers. Ant will tell you, Ant had the Tigers figured out. Why do you think he was talking so much shit and telling them what we was going to do and this and that? Like, we already knew they weren't going to change anything they was doing, and that all we had to do was score. Like, he know that. So he's giving the PC answer because it's his show. But, and then, you know, we all know that Knights was probably our best competition. And I say that not to slight the Tigers, but from a football perspective, an X's and O's perspective. If you watch both of those films, us versus the Knights was a much more competitive and tough game versus us playing the Tigers, where we just drubbed them. And again, it was because we played that much better, not because it's not an indictment on them, but we just played that much better. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, that's fair enough. And
one of the things, we're a veteran team, right? But one of the things where I knew we were going to win a championship was when some of their guys were talking about the game we played in the regular season, and the crazy thing about that is they had just won a championship last spring. They won their first championship last spring. The team that they beat in the championship, that team beat them in the regular season, and that's how I knew that we were a more veteran team than them, because we knew that we let that game get away. And we knew that if we had to play them again, that it was going to be what it was. Let's not forget that they did call back 2 touchdowns. So nonetheless, I think that moving forward, that we are going to be a force to reckon with, and we're just doing things differently, right? We are, like, there's no other team. There's no other team in the league. Or that I think.
Here you go.
that has some of the things that we have. We got somebody that's following us. I mean, and I've screamed on Aaron quite a few times. You guys will tell you, because I'm like, yo, get the damn camera out of my face, especially if I'm going off on somebody or whatever. It's just like, I don't want to see the damn camera in my face.
It's good for TV though.
It is good content. Also, we got complimented damn every game about us looking organized and looking and looking the part, and doing things right. And when we didn't do things right, certain games we looked that way. There was some games where we just looked bad because, again, we didn't respect the game. So at the end of the day, I think that this fall coming up is going to be something special. I'll leave it at that. It's going to be something special.
So, all right. So you guys are winning. You have a veteran team. How do you, and I guess this is a question, for all you, how are you guys managing all those egos? Because I know there's got to be some people that feel like they should be playing more, or people that feel like they're better than they are, or whatever the case. How do you guys keep that in check?
I'll say, the way we did it in the past, this past spring, was more so of the veteran leadership, the older guys, putting our pride to the side, trying to play for a bigger cause. We knew what we had. We knew what our goal was, and that was to win a championship. myself, I've been playing for a while now, since 2009. And, I've been playing with and among and against, some of these guys. But, I'll say they respect me as a leader. So, it's easier to, talk to them, like, hey, man, yo, relax, yo, like, let's, why we're doing this. We all agreed before the season started that we all were just going to, put the ego and pride to the side and play your role. When your number is called, get in the game and did the thing. My counterpart right here, Tunde, he was, he had his moments where, Coach, why am I out the game? I'm hot. Why am I out the game? I'm hot. I'm in my rhythm. But I'm like, hey, bro, I understand. But, we have a D lineman core, which we have 10 guys. Like, I know you worked out, every day. I know you in shape. But we got to get some guys, Honestly, I'll say this: our second team is as good as our first team. Right. So it wasn't a drop off. So that's why I wasn't, tripping about the second team in or the third team in. Our third string could go anywhere and be a starter. So, I think, guys just, just came together as one, man. Like, hey, man, I know I usually, for whatever reason, I'm a starter. But, for this team, I got to put it to the side. I got to play for my brother and play for the goal. And that's to win the championship. So it was more easier than what people, think. On paper, it looked like, oh, no, this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. But, we pulled together and we got it done, man. So I'm proud of my guys, for, just putting the pride to the side, even though it was a challenge. I'm not going to sit here and lie, say it wasn't. Coach Phil, sometimes Coach Phil be on the sideline scratching his, pulling his hair out, like, man, what am I going to do? Guys coming to me like I'm supposed to be starting, Coach. But we got it done, man. Like I said, we got it done, man. I'm pretty sure Tunde probably got something to say about that, but that's just my outlook.
No, everything Wayne said is 100% on point. Yes, I'm guilty. I was used to running 70 snaps a game. All of a sudden, they start throwing the word rotation around, and early on, I struggled with the concept. But I will say this though, and I think a lot of people will understand when I say this. Once we saw how it was working, it became a lot easier. Like earlier in the season, I mean, we struggled. Like we were missing assignments, and of course, when you're a veteran and you see a blown assignment, you think that you can make it better. We dropped one to the Commandos that we shouldn't have lost. So it was difficult to watch as a veteran player or a player that you feel like can make an impact to just kind of sit back. But once we started to get into our rhythm and put it together, and you start seeing, like Wayne said, that second unit is just as good and it's working, it was easier to kind of sit back and adopt the concept of like, hey, look, rotation and things like that. And the Eagles, really, to answer your question, started managing themselves. I mean, Ant screamed at us, Bar screamed at us, Phil screamed, they all screamed at us, but I don't think that the screaming is what made the Eagles come together. I think it was really when everybody saw how it was really working, we kind of settled down as a unit, and people just started self-managing themselves. You know what I mean? Like, me and Wayne pulled up, we had the conversation, and Wayne's like, yo, too, bro, we're good, bro. Like, save your energy, save the hoorah for on the field. And like, I sat back, I started taking a breather, and it came together. So again, that's the benefit of having a veteran team where they'll start to self-manage themselves if, the greater good and the concept is being met.
Right. And one of the reasons why I ask that, I always joke with Ant, I always say the hardest thing to coach is a grown man, right? You got kids, they'll follow directions to an extent. High school people will follow directions, but grown men like, yo, I don't need this shit. Like, he just ain't about to sit me on the bench or tell me what I'm not doing. And so, watching, I guess, the semi-pro, I spent not as much time, but a fair amount of time around the Titans, right? And, like when you're on the sideline and you're in the crowd, semi-pro, one of the advantages of being there is you get to hear what's going on. You get to hear what the coach is saying. You get to hear what the players are saying back. And you really just see all of it kind of gelling. One thing we're watching the Royals this year is you didn't really see as much back and forth on the sideline. Like, you'll see people get mad, but it was more, okay, it's a blown play and not really hanging their head. So I have to commend you guys on pulling all that together and being more.
You must have missed those games.
No, I saw, but you also see the other team. You know what I mean? And you
absolutely.
Like the minute that a team gets down, the rest of the sideline, man, they look like they're about to fight over there too. So, go ahead.
So with that, we did have that. We're not gonna act like we had that. There were times when I heard it, as the OC, we would get a turnover on defense. And there's times I heard Wayne, and there's times I wanted to turn around and say, "Yo, Wayne, shut the fuck up." It's like, yo, don't. I give you a good example. Tinsley, who that's my brother, but he would let the offense have it, and he's normally an offensive guy, so I think it was an adjustment for him as well but he's going back to offense, but it was an adjustment for him because. He's normally on the field when the offense is there, but it was his decision. And one of the main things, it was like, you don't have to be a tight ass all the time. Like, that's my thing. I'm like, the guys are gonna do what I'm gonna let them, to an extent, of course. They're gonna have the freedom to be themselves and do what they want to do. And again, to an extent, when it comes to the fact of hurting the team, then I'll come in and do what I have to do. But as far as the team goes, they said it, like they pretty much held themselves accountable. And myself, me, Var, Jesse, Phil, Quan, and Coach Mike, we stepped in when we had to, but we had enough vets on the team where we didn't have to do a whole. There was some screaming sometimes, but we're football players. At the end of the day, we are football guys, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can be a jerk sometimes, but so can Wayne, so can Tunde, so can Var, so can anybody. But again, we knew how to reel it back in, and we can have an argument. And come back. And everything is good. I mean, it is what it is.
So we got a question for Toon, right? Are we going to see you on offense at running back in the fall? Or have you made the full transition to defense?
Look, it's like I always tell Ant, man, I'm just a weapon. However Ant wants to deploy me, that's up to him. I will say I have completed a recomp this offseason. I have cut some weight, you know what I mean? I'm right under 240, which is going to make me more pliable. So however Ant wants to dispose me, that's up to him. So I'll leave it at that.
All right, so Toon, when I get in the crowd, we're going to shout for you at running back, man.
I'll be ready.
Funny, bro.
I think he should be utilizing you at running back.
I wasn't so in full honesty, Scott, I wasn't in shape. I wasn't in running back shape early in the season, like this season. Like I was 270 at the beginning of the season. Like that's crazy. Like,
I think you can still do it. I've got faith in you.
Hey yo, Scott is the king of stirring the pot, yo. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yo,
what is all right now? Like,
yo, so look, where this question came from. I made the trip with you guys to Brooklyn, right? So you played running back there.
Yeah.
So you had about 70, 80 yards. So I'm like, all right, you're gonna be playing running back, and you was playing defense. So I was like,
first of all, I'm gonna stop you right there. That motherfucker did not have no 70, 80 yards.
Yeah.
hey,
I think I probably had like 25 yards off of 3 carries. I only had 3 carries. And I think
it seemed like you had about
20
70, 80 yards. I'm just gonna put it out there.
I had one decent little scamper, and I think it was for like 20 yards.
wow.
Nah, y'all look at the tape, man. I believe you had about 70, 80
Yo,
yards.
don't look at that tape. No, don't look at that tape. It was bad. Don't look at that tape.
Toon was the one bright spot, man.
Oh man.
Who's out there?
Just for the record, Scotty, Brooklyn is in the league with us this year.
Ooh, that was my follow-up question. What y'all gonna do to them? Yeah. I got all y'all talent.
Hey, Scott, they're not on the schedule, man. They're not on the schedule.
They're not on the schedule?
We play the only way we play who's in front of us, man. I'm gonna just leave it at that. We'll play who's in front of us. If that happens to be Brooklyn, then it happens to be Brooklyn. If it has to be Central Penn, then it'll be Central. We don't care. We'll play whoever, whenever, however. You know, just before we get out of here, I just want to let everybody know that after we won a championship, people were trying to discredit our championship. So we said we would play whoever, whenever, and we was gonna put money up. And then the money started talking, and nobody wanted to put. Speaking of which, we do play the Baltimore Lightning next week. We do.
Yo, who's the guy that walked away with like $1,000, man? He scored a touchdown on
DJ
defense. I think he's number 0, but I seen him flash
0-0
the game, man.
I mean, yeah, and he'll DJ. He's another piece. I mean, we just have pieces that we try and compete as best as we can. You know, the coaches try and coach as hard as we can. The players do play as hard as they can, and you know, we try and prepare. You know, to battle everyone and go into each game as prepared as possible. And again, you know, we Will Hanna right here. The Baltimore Lightning are coming to Richmond next week. I'm not sure if you know, I'll leave it alone, man. We'll see them next week. I'm not even gonna, you know, it is what it is. We just preparing for the season. That's all.
Nah, I mean, you guys got a future ahead of you. Like I said, I look forward to coming to some more of the games, and I look forward to what you guys are going to do. I mean, I think you guys are going to do big things, definitely. And I'm not just saying that because normally I'd be talking shit if y'all was trash. So
Aaron, we about to get up out of here. We about to get by Aaron.
Yo,
let people know, you know, what's coming up in regards to documentaries and what you're working on, because we're actually here because of you and your camera. So just let everybody know what's, because I know you got some other things in the work. So
so basically, you know what I'm saying, season 2, like Wayne said, season 2 coming. We started filming for that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna probably be a name change. We're still working on that, but definitely gonna be a season 2. As far as that, I want to work with a school next, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I get in contact with George Wythe High School and see if I can do the same type of project with George Wythe. But other than that, just subscribe, man. Go to the YouTube channel. It's Rock Media TV on YouTube, and check it out, man. The docu-series is good, like the guy said. Just check it out, man. I feel like it should be seen.
So yeah, I got a question for you, Aaron. Are you just the cameraman or are you the producer too?
I'm both, man. I gotta juggle both sides, but I got a second camera guy, Gabe. He helped me out a lot, and yeah, man, we teaming up. We trying to do something.
So
you
and Gabe decided to cut my interview for the documentary.
I'm sorry, I can hear something.
I said, was it you or Gabe that decided to cut my interview from the documentary?
They cut your interview?
No. Interview, man. I ain't seen it.
It ain't come yet.
We didn't get to that part yet.
We didn't get to that point yet.
Jeez. And that's a good question for the people, though. How many episodes should the people expect for season 1?
They should expect 9 to 8 episodes, honestly, and hopefully season 2 we can do more.
Was it on like episode 5 now, or is it?
I think episode 5 is coming up. Yes.
Yeah, because I was sure looking for episode 5 this past Monday. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was
got us all cursed out. Everybody cursed out. Thanks to you, bro. I lost.
Yeah, man.
Aaron, bro.
Oh man, it's coming. It's coming this week, y'all. It's coming this week.
Nah, but good stuff, man. Definitely good stuff, man. We all on this
So
call. man.
I'm sure Wayne, you go ahead and plug your social media because I know that's what you want to do.
What? I don't want to plug. Hey, yeah, go ahead and follow me, man. DYO5 at IG. Know what I'm saying? Just follow my Facebook. Y'all know me. I'm just here, man. I'm a coach now. You know, my
Hey,
playing
Wayne,
days on the back burner.
Yo, Wayne, how you get a purple shirt?
Wow. Whoa. The purple shirt.
Oh, nah, this came from the boss man right there, man. You ain't got one?
Hell no, I ain't got one. That was mine.
Oh man, yeah, man. You know,
That was for
I ain't gonna-
Cancer Awareness Month, man.
yeah, this is royalty here, man. I'm saying, so all y'all guys out there in the semi-pro world who want to be I'm saying royalty, this is what you get, man. You know, nice fresh gear. Oh, my talk to my man Ant, man. He get you right.
Okay.
Hey, look, there's only one way. There's only one way you can get some Royals gear, man. Right now, you know. Well, no, we'll have a website up soon, but to get the exclusive stuff, you got to be a member. You got to be a member of the squad, man. You know, go Tunde. I know Tunde's internet the bit. Go ahead and plug.
Nah, but I mean, if y'all gonna provide a stage, yes, go ahead and follow me at Optimus Grind Fitness on IG and OptimusGrindFitness.com. It's a one-stop shop for all your fitness needs. You know, I got workouts, supplements, my own brand, support Black business. You know what I mean? And you follow me, I'll follow you back.
Hey, yo, you know, hold on. Let me get some horns for Tunde for actually having a shirt on. So, you know, and then finally got a shirt on. So, but nah, man, guys, man. Let me meet Wayne real quick because I don't want us to hear anything crazy, you know. You can unmute yourself, Wayne.
Chill out, man. My phone's acting up, man. Don't do me like
that. No problem. But again, fellas, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining us. You know, again, we got practice tomorrow. So,
track practice.
Nah. Listen. We'll be in some sort of shape somehow.
Hey, and I did legs today, bro. So
yeah, but that has nothing to do with tomorrow. But nonetheless,
delayed onset soreness means I'm gonna be sore tomorrow.
Nah, you good. You good.
Oh, man, I'm good. Come the season, Scott, he gonna be rotating me though. Watch.
First of all, I don't coach defense on for the Royals, so I ain't got nothing to do with that. Man. But again, fellas, I appreciate it. Thank you again. I think we're done here, right? Anybody got any parting words? Anything?
I appreciate y'all having me, man. Wayne,
what up?
What up?
Yeah, appreciate y'all, boys, man.
Subscribe.
What you got?
Yeah, subscribe, man.
Absolutely. I'll see y'all during the season, man. I won't be out there. I won't be out there with Tune. I got you, man.
Oh my God.
Hi.
The running back.
All right, man. Look, you told him to get his money back?
No, he want Tune to play running back.
Oh yeah. Like
I'm on the staff, Scott. I'm part of the media production team, bro. I'm like the dark horse of the media team, bro.
Hey,
all
Tune,
them flyers and stuff you see, bro. That's me, man.
They ain't see what I saw, man. I saw you in Brooklyn putting there and work there.
I appreciate it, man. I wish what's his name seen that joint, Bob. I wish Bob saw it.
Hey yo, all right, this off the record.
Oh my God, yes, man.
I'm Anthony Adebayo. Hey Scott, can you tell people who you are so I can just press this button, yo? This man got about to get Tunde started. Hey yo, we out, yo. We done.
All right. Yeah.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo, and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year.